Hello friends, it's Mugsy. Gonna light some neg champa here. I always like burning something when I'm doing something crafty. Alright, today I'm going to do the September Dice and Deal Mixed Media Challenge. It's hosted by Callie Black. I will leave her links below. And it looks like there is a 10 card draw this time. What she does is she rolls some dice, shuffles a deck of mixed media cards, basically something that says, gives you a prompt to do something. And then you create in your journal. So I've taped the center here and gessoed a little bit, since last time we kind of got a little wet on here, so you never know. Alright, the first prompt for September's Dice and Deal Mixed Media Challenge is write with a paintbrush using India ink or paint. I'm going to use this Delusions ink spray. And I'm just gonna scribble some notes on here. Alright, the second prompt is journal with a permanent pen. And basically journal with a permanent pen is pretty much what I did with ink. So alright. Woo! This pen's stinky. This is a Copic sketch as peony. I only have a couple of these, but they seem to be working much longer than the rest of my markers and pens that I've gotten. So, alright, third prompt is add ephemera. So ephemera is anything you collect in the art and crafts world. You can buy ephemera. It's usually ticket stubs, napkins, things you collect, small little bits and bobs of memorable pieces. So I will find some and be right back. Okay, the third prompt is add ephemera. I've got some of these tickets I think would look really good. And then got these little stars that I thought might add. I don't want to add a whole lot because it's 10 prompts, so I think this is where we'll keep it for now. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to use my Liquitex matte gel to adhere them to the page. When you're adhering things to pages, make sure that you're adding the glue or the paste or whatever you're using to the thing you're adhering, and also to the page where you're adhering it. It will help keep it from warping. These little stars I get from the Dollar Tree. They don't always have them. When they do, I make sure I pick up a few because I've been using them in lots of sort of things. and lots of sort of things. I've been using them in a lot of things. A lot of these are going to be covered up, so I put a lot on here that way. Maybe we'll see part of one when we're done with 10 prompts. The fourth prompt is Doodle, so what I'm going to have to do is dry this and get back to you. And we'll doodle away again. Alright, this is mostly dry. I'm going to put a piece of paper behind here, that way when we get to the messier things it doesn't bleed. Alright, so number 4 prompt is Doodle. I'm going to grab, let's see, I'm going to grab a metallic pen, I think. The silver, let's see if that works. So I'm just going to doodle on this page. I'm not really going to do anything really particular. Just doodle like I was in a boarding class. Prompt 5 is to add some acrylic paint. I'm going to add these 2 paints. They are the Ranger and Dina Wakley heavy body acrylic paints, and Ancient, and then Cheddar. And it says just to add acrylic paint. It doesn't say to do anything with it, so I think I'm just going to add a little bit and smear it around. I've got Halloween on my mind lately. I'm doing a couple larger prop projects right now that are taking up a lot of my time. Making some large pumpkin heads out of paper mache, so Halloween has definitely been on my mind. I was watching Nightmare Before Christmas earlier today, so that helps with the Halloween thinking. Oh, this Ancient is very pretty. I'm not really doing anything with it other than adding it, you know, to areas. Alright, I'm going to let this dry and I will be back. Okay, the next prompt is number 6, which is add gel medium or modeling paste through a stencil, let it dry, and then add paint. I need to find a stencil. It's a 3-ring binder. Do some stars, since we just did some stars. That might look nice. Or some letters. I like the honeycomb. Gears. And I'm thinking we might do some honeycomb. Because we're getting into stamps here, so. Alright. I think we're going to do honeycomb, which was right here. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I've got some Liquitex flexible modeling paste, and I think that's what I'm going to use with this. I'm going to use an old card. Little paste on here. Let's do some right here. Don't care for that hard edge there. There we go. This needs to dry, and I just stuck my finger in it. Awesome. this needs to dry, and then I need to clean off my tools right quick, and I shall return. Okay, so we are on number 7, which is add numbers to your art. This is still a little wet, but I thought it was good timing to go ahead and put some numbers on here. I've had these numbers for a very long time that I cut out when I first got my die cut machine. There's numbers and letters and whatnot, but I'll pick through here and just use some of the numbers. And they might, yeah, they would probably just stick right on here. No meanings, just numbers. A lot of letters. We'll use this card that I used earlier just to kind of make sure they're down. There's a 7. Put a nice 7 over here. I'm not going to paint or ink these or anything because I have a feeling, well, I know because I watched Callie's video, that we're going to have some more prompts coming up. So I guess that's kind of cheating, but there's nothing I can do about it. I already knew. I like that. It's kind of the orange colors that we're using. Said Halloween is definitely in my mind right now. Lots of 5s. Oh, here's a 4. Let's do a 4. Do 54. Really need to do 42, right? And we'll do a 6. Alright, this 2 is kind of funky. Let's do this 2. I'm gonna have to add a little bit of, since there's already some of this ancient paint here, I'm gonna just put a little bit more, and I'm gonna use it as the sealant for this, or not sealant, the adhesive for this, because I'll be skewing everything down in the end anyways, and it doesn't hurt to get a little bit of these colors on here. Alrighty, making them colorful. Alright, then we were gonna do a 6 somewhere. Why not? Let's look at the little bear over here. Alright, I think that's good for numbers. So the next one is add collage elements. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I think I'm gonna make it my focal. I'm gonna go poke around and look at my cut up newspaper and other collage-y sort of things. I will get back to you. This is gonna dry anyways, so alright. Okay, so we are at add collage elements. I have this cut out from a magazine that I've had for years. I'm gonna stick her there, I think. I've got some of these old spider webs pieces that I've kind of broken over the years off of things, and maybe some other Halloween-y looking things. So I'm gonna paste her down. I'm using again my Liquitex matte gel. It's a gel medium. I'll do the background here. Get the majority of it. It'll stick. It'll stay. Smooth her out as best I can. This finger likes to keep moving. Come back here. The inks are starting to bleed through a little bit, so I don't want to move this around too much. There we go. Go ahead and do some of these spider webs. We're gonna need a little bit of thick paste also to stick down. do the big one in the corner here. I think that'll work. Excuse me. And I'm going to go over everything once it's dry enough that nothing sticks to it, and roll it with my brayer. You can press it once it's done and before you seal it, just to make sure everything's down. Do some over here. I don't know necessarily if this is collaging, but I am using up my scraps, so I'm pretty happy about that. I've had these for years, so. Either way, art is being created. And that's the ultimate goal. Yep, it's gonna have to be over here because that looks good. With so many prompts, you end up pretty much covering up the things you did at the first bit, but they do peek through. I might as well use up the spider web. Oh, there's just some white. Oh, this is just the fill. I'm not going to stick that because it won't stick very well. Might do that, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that for a little bit. Alright, so that's kind of collage-y. I think that will do. Oh, I've got some more pieces of spider web right here. We might as well use them up. Sure I don't have any more here. Oh, I do. I've got another piece. Let's get some right here. And while we're here, I'm gonna pop a couple more stars in here. No rules about how you want to do these prompts. You can do them however you want. You can change them. You can make them fit what you have as far as supplies. You can go back and add elements or go back to a previous prompt. All it is getting you out of your comfort zone and giving you a task to do, which for some of us really helps create something. Usually on the days that I art journal are my most productive days later. Like I said, these dollar store stars are some of my favorite things to use. I'm always sad when I go and they don't have them. But eventually they usually get them back in, so... I knew there was a little one under there. And I notice there's even smaller ones in this package. They must be all at the bottom. So guess what I gotta go find? Yep, there they are. Tons of little ones. You gotta chase them down. But that's okay. These little packs of stars have a ton of them in here. They get kind of everywhere, and actually they're kind of sharp, so watch it if you get these and they fall on the floor, because ouch, they hurt. And they tend to get everywhere. So I'm just gonna pick up some of these little guys. Get them in there. If you were somebody who did your fingernails a lot, these would probably work great to put on your nails and do a top coat over, like a clear top coat. Because they're the right size, definitely. So this is going to need to dry really well again. And our next prompt is prompt number 9. So 2 more. And it's use your favorite rubber stamp. I have some rubber stamps. I don't know if I have favorites. I use whatever is good for the project that I'm doing. But since I'm doing kind of a Halloween theme here, I'm going to go ahead and use my skeleton stamp. I wanted this stamp for so long when it came out. I got it at Michael's and it was so expensive. I then one day went in that I hadn't been in Michael's for a very long time, and it was sitting in the clearance in the middle of the summer, and I was like, happy dance. So instead of trying to stamp on this, because there's a lot of raised areas, I'm going to only do on her where you can see, and I think I'm going to give her some tattoos. But she needs to be fully dried to do that. Yeah, I think we're going to tat her up. Give her a little street cred, right? Alright. This is going to take a little while, so I will see you in a little while. Well, in the meantime, while this is drying, since we can't stamp on it yet, let's add a little bit more collage elements. I found a nifty hat in my cutouts. Let's fit this to her. I'm liking that. Alright, she's still drying, so I can't do the rubber stamp yet, but I did find her adorable hat in my box of stuff, of collage elements, so I think we're going to go ahead and collage this on her. So I think she looks cute. So I'm just going to use some of my Tombow Aqua Liquid Glue. I like that it has a larger brush type this all glued up here. There we go. Doing a Halloween page. Might as well have a Halloween hat. Alright. I also have these birds here. And a rogue star, because they get everywhere. And I'm going to set this on her shoulder, but I'm going to go ahead and make him black for her familiar. Again, I'm just using my Stays On ink pad here, or jet black. Put her little familiar up here. Hanging out with her. Press it down. Let's see, I also had some of these, now that I'm just cleaning out the stash of stuff that I have had forever, I also had these really cute pumpkins. I think he's too big, but we could put him on a string and she could be holding him. I kind of love that. So I think we're going to do that here in a second. So yeah, we're just really waiting for her to completely dry. It's going to take a little while. We can't use the stamp yet. But number 10 does say add a 3D element. And I really think that's what we're going to do. We're going to skip 9 for this moment. And we're going to give her a little clutch. I think that would be adorable. Adorable. So, alright, so a little backwards, but like Callie says, you do how you want to do your challenges. This is your journal. This is for you. You do you. Alright, I'm going to put it right here and then I'll draw when I start doodling a little bit more this hanging off of her arm. Oh, it's cute. Perfect 3D element. I like his little creepy evil face too. He looks like he's up to something. Alright, like I said, I'm going to go away for a while, let this all dry probably for a good hour or so, and we'll go back to step 9 where we use our favorite rubber stamp, and then I'll do some doodling on her and whatnot and kind of make her stand out of the page a little bit more. But for now, I need to dry, so, and I need to clean up this mess because stars everywhere. Alright, so she's dry, I'm hoping. Prompt 9 was use your favorite rubber stamp. We're using this one. Instead of trying to stamp on her anymore, I'm going to stamp on tissue paper first and then cut it out and put it on her. I just think it's going to have a better image. And now I can look at this stamped and pick which one, what I want. Hold your stamp on for a moment. Let the tissue paper or whatever you're stamping on, you know, suck up some of that ink. Sort of, kind of. Alright, we're going to do one more thing that I think is going to help. So we're going to put a little bit of foam under this. This is just craft foam. And then we're going to re-ink this up. This one seemed to work a little bit better. And now press on there. That will work. That's a little better image. But yeah, it looks like I'm going to need to go get some refills on my inks, my black. Alright, once this dries, which will be fairly quickly, put my stamp over there to clean. I'm going to grab my scissors. So we know we want the skull and some of the music, I think, for her arms. What is nice about tissue paper it will stick to her and then kind of go translucent. So I think we still want to do a skull on her arm. I think that would look kind of neat. I want to get a good portion of this music note here. I think she's going to have some down her arm. This nice little swirly swirl here. I think will go good. Kind of tuck it in her shirt like there's something going on there. I think she has a sleeve or something. Or half sleeve here. Alright. I'm just gonna lay these down with the aqua liquid glue from Tombow again. Because these are so delicate, I'm just gonna put the glue on the area. And then put the tissue paper on. Let's do some lyrics on her arms. Probably gonna do a whole sleeve on this side. Let's do a nice little half sleeve over here. That is my kitty cat. She is not in distress. That is just how she sounds when she plays. She hunts socks. She goes around the whole house digging through laundry baskets and whatever she can find, and she finds socks and then piles them up. She's done it for years. She just started doing it just one day, you know, years ago. You know, she didn't do it, you know, for the first few years that we had her, but it's something she picked up from our older cat that is now passed. His name was Ninja, and yeah, it's like passing on the tradition, I guess. So let's go ahead and give her a full sleeve of tattoos here, because why the heck not? You don't really need to see what they are at this point. It's more of just the idea that it's a sleeve. She's really into music. Here we go. We'll just do a lot of music down her arm. She's obviously going to still need some clear spots for her tattoos in the future. So we don't want to fill up all of her space. You know, I definitely think she might be one of those chicks that was like, hey, let's put a star above my eye, or down here. I think down there. Keep my scraps, because I'm sure I'll use them for something. And that's a really cool tip, you guys, by the way. Tissue paper, you can get it at the dollar store really cheap. Really cheap pretty much everywhere. But if you take your stamps and stamp all over it, then you have printed tissue paper that you can, you know, add to your gifts. You can use as journal covers. You can do a ton with it. It's really handy. And it's really fun to make. One of these videos, I'll go ahead and do a whole bunch of different tissue papers, because usually when I do them, I do a lot of them at a time. That way I can dry them all and then put them all away and then use them for future projects. We used our stamps, and then we also did the 3D element, which I really liked. It's my puppy. My one of my older cats, Anubis, is curling up with him, and he likes to just moan in his sleep when he's comfortable, so it's kind of cute. Alright, I'm just wanting to make sure everything's dry here before I go over with a pen and highlight and bring things forward and whatnot. Oh, here comes my buddy. Hi, buddy boy. Alright, so I'm going to take a black pen here and my white Signa ball pen. Signa Uniball for the white. And then the black Posca. Alright, I'm just going to outline her. Make her feel a little bit more a part of the page than the collage element that she is. Just so she pops off the page a little bit more. I just do this really roughly. It's not something I spend a lot of time on. At this part of the journal page, I'm usually wanting to get going on another project, so I'm working at getting this done. Get her purse hanging off of her. If you have cats, you know it's just best just to work around them sometimes. Kind of back to the doodling part. I like to feel like I finished a page. Okay, so I gotta do a little bit of white on here. I want to pop her out a little bit more with this Dina Wakley heavy body acrylic paint in Ocean, just because it's kind of a bluish color. I think would look good on here. So I'm gonna do a smaller paintbrush so we can just kind of mute the colors and all the craziness going on around her a little bit, so that way she kind of pops out a little bit more, because right now she's falling into the background quite a bit. Bring this color out a little bit more so it doesn't look like I just went around her. Usually if I'm doing something with a focal image, you know, that's not an art journaling challenge like this, I would lay down this background and then lay the image on it, but we didn't know that's what we were doing, so you can just kind of pull it into the page by just kind of cleaning off your brush like that. And there she is, she pops. So the last little thing we're gonna do is add some white touches to her. You know, get her pupils shining a little brighter. You know, these lips are kind of weird. Let's do some, a little bit more like she's got her mouth open. Got some pearly whites there. Alright, I think we're done. I'm going to seal this once this completely dries. So you'll see that in the picture at the end here. But yeah, this was fun. This totally took a Halloween turn. I mean, not that I didn't already know that, because I've been getting things ready to start getting Halloween stuff out for the haunting and doing some Halloween prop sort of things, Halloween prop projects. So it's exciting. I love Halloween. It's my favorite time of year. I'm looking forward to it. We're not doing anything too large this year. We've taken a couple years off for health reasons, but we're picking it back up and I cannot wait. In fact, we have a delivery this week of a 6-foot tall skeleton horse for the hearse that we built coming. So excitement. Alright, so there she is. This is, again, the Dyson Deal Mixed Media Challenge for September. This is hosted by Callie Black. You really need to check her out if you have not. She is spectacular. She's a fantastic artist, and she is truly, truly crafty in a very good way. So, join me. Subscribe to me. I definitely would like to meet all of you and get going on some projects together if you would like. I'll keep doing these journal pages. It's really fun. This is my second month and I'm really liking it. So subscribe. And again, this is Mugsy, and come make with me.